Hello, and welcome to our comprehensive guide on choosing the right SUV for your family in the United States. My name is your guide on this journey, and over the course of this series, we will break down everything you need to know to make a confident, informed decision. Picture this: you're trying to pack for a family weekend trip. The stroller barely fits in the trunk, the cooler has to go on the back seat, and the kids are complaining about being cramped next to the luggage. Or maybe it's just a regular Tuesday, and you're navigating the school pickup line, wishing you had a bit more visibility over the sea of cars around you. If any of this sounds familiar, you've likely already started thinking about a new vehicle. And for millions of American families, the answer to these challenges is a sport utility vehicle, or SUV. But the moment you decide to look for an SUV, you're faced with a dizzying array of options. Compact, mid-size, full-size, crossover, hybrid, third row, all-wheel drive. The terminology alone can be overwhelming. How do you sort through the noise and find the one vehicle that is truly the right fit for your family's unique needs and budget? That's exactly what we're here to help you do. In this first chapter, we're going to set the stage. We'll explore why SUVs have become the unofficial vehicle of the American family. We will define what a modern SUV actually is, and we'll touch on the key advantages that make them so appealing. This foundational knowledge will help you start thinking critically about what you truly need before we dive into the specifics of budget, size, and safety in later chapters. So, let's start with the big picture. What exactly is an SUV in today's world? The term has evolved significantly over the years. Originally, SUVs were built like trucks. They used a body-on-frame construction, meaning the body of the vehicle was mounted onto a separate, rigid steel frame. This made them incredibly tough, durable, and great for off-roading or heavy towing. You can still find these traditional SUVs today, and they are fantastic for families with specific needs, like towing a large boat or trailer. However, the vast majority of vehicles we call SUVs today are technically crossovers. A crossover is built on a unibody platform, which is the same way that most modern cars are constructed. The frame and the body are a single piece of metal. This design offers a smoother, more comfortable, and more car-like ride. It also tends to be more fuel efficient. For most families, whose driving consists of city streets, suburban errands, and highway road trips, a crossover provides the perfect blend of SUV benefits without the rough ride or poor gas mileage of a traditional truck-based SUV. For the purpose of this guide, we'll use the general term SUV to refer to both crossovers and traditional SUVs, but it's helpful to know the difference. Now, let's explore the core reasons why families are so drawn to these vehicles. The first, and most obvious, is space and versatility. Life with a family means accumulating a lot of stuff. From infant car seats and strollers to soccer gear, science fair projects, and the massive grocery haul from a warehouse store, you need a vehicle that can adapt. SUVs excel at this. Their typical hatchback design and tall roofline create a large, accessible cargo area. More importantly, they offer flexible seating configurations. The rear seats in almost every SUV can be folded down, often in a 60-40 or 40/20/40 split, allowing you to carry a combination of passengers and long or bulky items. Need to pick up a small piece of furniture? Just fold the seats down. Taking the kids and their friends to the movies? There's plenty of room. This adaptability is a game changer for dynamic family life. And for larger families, the availability of a third row of seats in mid-size and full-size SUVs is often the primary reason for choosing one over a sedan. The second major appeal is the feeling of safety and security. While modern sedans are incredibly safe, the physical presence of an SUV provides a psychological sense of confidence on the road. The higher seating position gives you a commanding view of your surroundings, allowing you to see over other cars and anticipate traffic conditions more easily. This is a feature drivers consistently say they love and don't want to give up once they've experienced it. Furthermore, SUVs are often at the forefront of safety technology. Because they are marketed to families, manufacturers pack them with the latest active and passive safety features. We will dedicate an entire future chapter to these systems, but they include things like automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, and lane keeping assist. Additionally, many families equate the availability of all-wheel drive, or AWD, with safety. While AWD is primarily for improving traction in slippery conditions like rain, snow, or ice, it provides an extra layer of confidence for families living in climates with challenging weather. The third key advantage is capability. An SUV suggests a go-anywhere lifestyle, and while most of us aren't forging rivers on our way to work, that extra capability comes in handy in everyday life. Higher ground clearance means you're less likely to scrape the front of your car on a steep driveway or a parking curb. It makes navigating poorly maintained roads or driving through a bit of snow less stressful. For the adventurous family, that capability might mean having the confidence to explore a gravel road to a scenic hiking trail or a campsite. It's about having a vehicle that doesn't limit your family's possibilities. So to recap, the modern family SUV offers a powerful combination: the flexible space of a minivan, the foul-weather confidence of a truck, and the comfortable ride of a sedan. It's a jack of all trades, which is precisely what modern parenting often requires you to be. As we conclude this introductory chapter, I want to give you a small piece of homework. Before you join me for Chapter 2, where we will dive deep into budgeting and the true cost of ownership, take some time to think. Sit down with your partner or just by yourself and jot down the answers to a few questions. What are the biggest frustrations with your current vehicle? What are the top 3 activities you need your next vehicle to do effortlessly? Is it the daily school run, long-haul vacation trips, or carrying sports equipment? Answering these fundamental questions will create a personal framework that will guide you through the rest of this series. It will help you filter out the marketing hype and focus on what truly matters for your family. The perfect SUV is out there, and it's not the same one for everyone. Our goal is to give you the tools to find yours. Thank you for listening. I look forward to you joining me in Chapter 2, where we'll talk about money, how to set a realistic budget, understand financing, and uncover the hidden costs of SUV ownership. Hello and welcome back. In our last chapter, we explored the world of the modern SUV and why it has become the go-to vehicle for so many American families. We talked about space, safety, and capability. Now, we're going to tackle what is arguably the most critical and often the most stressful part of the car buying process: the budget. It's easy to get swept up in the excitement of new features, sleek designs, and spacious interiors. But without a solid financial plan, that dream car can quickly become a financial burden. In this chapter, we're going to move beyond the shiny sticker price and uncover the true cost of owning an SUV. Our goal is to empower you with the knowledge to create a realistic budget, understand all the associated costs, and walk into a dealership with confidence. Let's divide our discussion into 2 main parts. First, the upfront cost of purchasing the vehicle, and second, the long-term cost of owning it. First up, the purchase price. The number you see on the window sticker, the manufacturer's suggested retail price or MSRP, is just that, a suggestion. It's a starting point for negotiation. The final price you pay, often called the out-the-door price, includes several other items. Let's break those down. There's the negotiated price of the vehicle itself. Then, you have to add sales tax, which varies by state but can add thousands of dollars to the final bill. On top of that, there are government fees for title and registration. Finally, nearly every dealer charges a documentation fee, or doc fee. This is a fee for processing all the paperwork. Be aware that these fees can range from under $100 to over $1,000, depending on the dealer and the state. While sometimes not negotiable, it's always worth asking about. So, how are you going to pay this out-the-door price? Most families use financing, which means taking out a loan. Understanding the basics of a car loan is essential. The 3 key terms are principal, which is the total amount you're borrowing, the interest rate, or APR, which is the cost of borrowing that money, and the term, which is the length of the loan, typically 48, 60, or even 72 months. Here is perhaps the most important piece of financial advice in this entire series. Get pre-approved for a loan from your own bank or a local credit union before you ever set foot in a dealership. Why? Because it gives you power. When you have a pre-approval letter in your hand, you know exactly what interest rate you qualify for. You can walk into the dealership as a cash buyer, free to negotiate only on the price of the car. If the dealership's finance manager offers you a better interest rate, that's great. But if they don't, you have your own financing ready to go. This single step can save you thousands of dollars in interest over the life of the loan. Next, let's talk about the down payment. This is the amount of cash you pay up front. A substantial down payment, ideally 20% of the purchase price, is incredibly beneficial. It reduces the amount you need to finance, which means a lower monthly payment and less total interest paid. It also helps you avoid being upside down on your loan, which is when you owe more on the car than it's actually worth. If you have a vehicle to trade in, its value can serve as part of your down payment. Before you go to the dealer, do your homework. Use online resources like Kelley Blue Book or Edmunds to get an estimated value for your current car. This will give you a realistic baseline and help you negotiate a fair trade-in price. Okay, so we've covered the one-time purchase costs. But the financial journey doesn't end when you drive off the lot. Now we need to talk about the true cost of ownership, the ongoing expenses that will be part of your monthly and yearly budget. The first and most frequent ongoing cost is fuel. It's a simple fact that most SUVs, being larger and heavier, are less fuel efficient than sedans. When you're researching models, pay close attention to the miles per gallon, or MPG, ratings. You'll see separate numbers for city and highway driving. Think about your typical driving week and use the combined MPG figure for a good estimate. The difference between an SUV that gets 22 miles per gallon and one that gets 28 might not seem huge, but over the course of a year, it can easily add up to hundreds of dollars in fuel costs. The second major expense is insurance. This is a big one that often catches new SUV owners by surprise. A new, more expensive vehicle will almost always cost more to insure. This is because the cost to repair or replace it is higher. Modern SUVs are filled with expensive technology like sensors, cameras, and large touchscreens, which can make even minor fender benders costly to fix. Here's a pro tip. Before you fall in love with a specific model, call your insurance agent and get a quote. Finding out that your dream SUV will raise your insurance premium by $100 a month is something you want to know before you buy, not after. Third, we have maintenance and repairs. Regular maintenance like oil changes, tire rotations, and air filter replacements are predictable costs. But remember that SUVs have bigger, more expensive parts. A new set of tires for a large SUV can cost significantly more than for a compact car. The same goes for brakes and other wear and tear items. For a new vehicle, the factory warranty will cover any major defects for the first few years. A typical warranty might be 3 years or 36,000 miles for the whole vehicle, and 5 years or 60,000 miles for the powertrain. That's the engine and transmission. After that warranty expires, you are on the hook for all repairs. This is why researching a model's long-term reliability is so important, a topic we will explore later. Finally, let's touch on a hidden cost called depreciation. Depreciation is the value your vehicle loses over time, and it's often the single biggest expense of owning a new car. The moment you drive it off the lot, it's worth less than what you paid. Some vehicles depreciate much faster than others. Brands known for reliability and durability tend to hold their value better. While you don't write a check for depreciation, it hits you hard when you go to sell or trade in the vehicle a few years later. A vehicle that holds its value well means you'll get more money back, which can then be used for your next car purchase. So, let's put it all together. A responsible SUV budget isn't just a monthly payment you can afford. It's a comprehensive plan that accounts for the down payment, taxes, and fees, plus the monthly costs of fuel, insurance, and a savings fund for maintenance. This might sound like a lot to think about, but breaking it down makes it manageable. It prevents you from stretching your finances too thin and ensures that your new family vehicle is a source of joy and convenience, not financial stress. Now that we have a solid handle on our budget, we can start thinking about the fun stuff. In our next chapter, we're going to dive into one of the biggest reasons you're considering an SUV in the first place: size and space. We'll explore how to choose between compact, mid-size, and full-size models, how to evaluate cargo room, and the all-important topic of fitting car seats. Thank you for joining me. Take some time to crunch your own numbers, and I'll see you in Chapter 3. Welcome back to our guide on choosing the right SUV for your family. In our first chapter, we established why SUVs are so popular. In Chapter 2, we tackled the crucial topic of budgeting. Now, with a solid financial plan in place, we can move on to one of the most important decisions you'll make: choosing the right size SUV for your needs. When it comes to SUVs, it's easy to think that bigger is always better. But the reality is that the largest vehicle you can afford might not be the best fit for your family's lifestyle. An SUV that's too big can be a chore to park and maneuver, and it will cost you more in fuel every single day. Conversely, an SUV that's too small will leave you feeling cramped and frustrated. The goal is to find the just right size. Today, we'll break down the main size classes, dive deep into the all-important car seat challenge, and talk about how to evaluate space for all your family's gear. Let's start by looking at the three main categories: compact, mid-size, and full-size. First, we have the compact or small SUVs. These are a fantastic choice for new or small families, perhaps with 1 or 2 young children. Their biggest advantages are affordability and maneuverability. They are easier to navigate through crowded city streets and fit into tight parking spaces. They also typically offer the best fuel economy in the SUV world, which is a significant long-term saving. However, the trade-off is space. While they can handle daily errands, the cargo area can get tight quickly. A large stroller combined with a week's worth of groceries might be a squeeze. The back seat can also be snug, making it a challenge to fit multiple car seats or for older kids and adults to be comfortable on long trips. A third row is never an option in this class. Next up is the mid-size SUV category. For many growing American families, this is the sweet spot. It offers a great compromise between the efficiency of a compact and the cavernous space of a full-size. A mid-size SUV generally provides ample legroom in the second row and a generous cargo area that can easily swallow strollers, sports equipment, and luggage for a family vacation. This is also the category where you'll start to see the option for a third row of seats. It's important to note that these third rows are often best suited for children or for occasional, short trips with adults. When the third row is in use, it can dramatically reduce your available cargo space. But for families who occasionally need to carpool or bring a child's friend along, that flexibility is invaluable. Finally, we have the full-size SUVs. These are the largest, most spacious, and most capable SUVs on the market. They are the ideal solution for large families with 3 or more children, especially if those kids are older teens who need more space. A full-size SUV offers a genuinely usable third row that can comfortably accommodate adults, and there's still a decent amount of cargo room left over even when every seat is filled. Many of these vehicles are built on truck platforms, which means they also offer superior towing capacity, making them the top choice for families who need to pull a heavy boat or a large travel trailer. The downsides. They are the most expensive to buy and own, their fuel economy is the lowest, and they can be very challenging to park and drive in congested urban areas. Now, let's zoom in on a topic that is a non-negotiable priority for families with young children: car seats. This is where a test drive becomes absolutely critical. The number of seatbelts in a vehicle does not tell you how many car seats you can safely and easily install. When you're looking at an SUV, the first thing to check is the latch system. That stands for lower anchors and tethers for children. Look at how many dedicated latch positions are in the second and third rows. Many vehicles only have them on the 2 outer seats in the second row, which can be a problem if you need to install 3 car seats. Next, open the rear doors. How wide do they swing? A wide opening door makes a world of difference when you're trying to lift a heavy infant carrier or buckle a squirming toddler into place. Also, look at the shape of the back seat itself. A flatter bench is usually much better for installing multiple car seats side by side than heavily contoured or bucket seats. If you are considering a 3-row SUV, third row access is a huge factor. How do you get back there? In many models, you have to fold down part of the second row, which is impossible if you have a car seat installed there. Look for models that offer second-row captain's chairs, 2 individual seats with a walkway in between, or those with a clever second-row seat design that can tilt and slide forward even with a forward-facing car seat installed. Here's the most important piece of advice in this chapter. When you go to test drive a vehicle, bring your own car seats. All of them. Install them in the vehicle in the exact configuration you would use them every day. See how they fit. See how much room is left for other passengers. See how difficult it is to get your kids in and out. This simple, hands-on test will give you more clarity than any online review ever could. Finally, remember to think about the gear you carry, not just the people. Car manufacturers advertise cargo capacity in cubic feet, but that number doesn't tell the whole story. The shape of the space is just as important. Is the cargo floor low, making it easy to load heavy items? Is the opening wide and tall? Just like with the car seats, the best way to know for sure is to test it yourself. Grab that bulky double stroller from your garage, or the kids' hockey bags, or the family camping tent. Bring your real-world items with you and see if they actually fit in the cargo area. Pay attention to convenience features, too. A hands-free power liftgate that opens with a kick of your foot can feel like a lifesaver when your arms are full of groceries and a toddler. So to wrap up, choosing the right size is about honestly assessing your family's needs, both today and in the near future. Don't just look at the spec sheet. Get hands-on. Test the doors, test the seats, and most importantly, test your own car seats and your own gear. Doing this homework will ensure you choose a vehicle that truly fits your life, without any frustrating surprises down the road. Now that we've found the right size and made sure our family and our stuff fits, we can turn our attention to what is arguably the most important consideration of all: safety. In our next chapter, we will demystify crash test ratings and explore the amazing modern safety technologies designed to protect you and your most precious cargo. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in Chapter 4. Hello and welcome back. So far on our journey, we've explored why SUVs are a great family choice, how to set a realistic budget, and how to find the perfect size for your family and your gear. Now, we arrive at the topic that is, without question, the #1 priority for anyone buying a family vehicle: safety. In today's market, virtually every manufacturer will tell you their SUV is safe. But what does that really mean? Safety is about much more than just being big and heavy. Modern vehicle safety is a complex system of strong construction and intelligent technology working together. In this chapter, we will demystify it all. We'll learn how to read official crash test ratings and understand the incredible active safety features that can help you avoid an accident in the first place. Vehicle safety is best understood in 2 categories. The first is passive safety, which refers to everything that protects you during a crash. This includes the vehicle's frame, crumple zones, airbags, and seatbelts. The second is active safety, which refers to technology that helps you avoid a crash altogether. Let's start with passive safety and the organizations that test it. In the United States, there are two main independent bodies that conduct rigorous crash tests. First is the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA. This is a U.S. government agency. NHTSA performs a series of crash tests and summarizes the results in their well-known 5-star safety ratings program. A vehicle is rated from 1 to 5 stars for frontal crash, side crash, and rollover resistance. These are then combined into an overall rating. It's simple. The more stars, the better. When you're shopping, you should look for vehicles with a 5-star overall rating. The second organization is the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, or the IIHS. The IIHS is a non-profit organization funded by auto insurance companies, and its tests are widely considered to be even more demanding than the government's. Instead of stars, they use a 4-level rating system: good, acceptable, marginal, or poor. The IIHS conducts a wider array of tests, including ones that simulate hitting a tree or utility pole, and they are constantly updating their tests to push for safer vehicles. Based on their test results, the IIHS gives out 2 annual awards: Top Safety Pick and their highest honor, Top Safety Pick Plus. To earn either of these awards, a vehicle must receive top marks of good in multiple crash tests. To get the coveted Plus designation, a vehicle must also have advanced crash prevention systems and good quality headlights. So, here's your first major takeaway for this chapter. The gold standard for crash safety is a vehicle that has earned both a 5-star overall vehicle score from NHTSA and is an IIHS Top Safety Pick or Top Safety Pick Plus. This is clear, third-party validation that the vehicle is built to protect your family in the event of a collision. Now, let's talk about the second category, active safety, which is where the most exciting technological advancements have happened. Think of these features as a vigilant co-pilot, using radar and cameras to monitor the world around you and help you avoid danger. These systems are often bundled together in packages like Toyota Safety Sense, Honda Sensing, or Ford Co-Pilot 360. Let's break down the most important ones. First and foremost is automatic emergency braking, often called AEB. This system uses forward-facing sensors to detect if you are approaching another vehicle, or in many advanced systems, a pedestrian or cyclist, too quickly. It will first give you a visual and audible warning. If you don't react in time, the system will automatically apply the brakes to prevent or lessen the severity of the collision. This single feature is arguably the most important safety innovation of the last decade and one you should absolutely prioritize. Next is blind spot monitoring with rear cross-traffic alert. Blind spot monitoring places a warning light in your side view mirrors when another car is driving in your blind spot, preventing you from making a dangerous lane change. Rear cross-traffic alert is a lifesaver in busy parking lots. When you're in reverse, it scans for approaching vehicles from the side and warns you before you back out into their path. Then there is lane departure warning with lane keeping assist. This system uses a camera to read the lane markings on the road. If you start to drift out of your lane unintentionally, it will alert you. The assist part of the system will provide a gentle nudge to the steering to guide you back into the center of the lane. It's a fantastic tool for reducing fatigue and distraction on long highway drives. Finally, there's adaptive cruise control. This is a major upgrade to traditional cruise control. You set your desired speed and following distance, and the vehicle will use its sensors to automatically maintain that distance from the car in front of you, slowing down and speeding up with the flow of traffic. It makes long road trips and even stop-and-go commutes far less stressful and much safer. Beyond these core technologies, there are a few other key features to look for. Check the number of airbags, making sure the vehicle has side curtain airbags that protect all rows of passengers in a side impact or rollover. Look up the IIHS headlight ratings. Good headlights that illuminate the road effectively are a fundamental safety feature that's often overlooked. And for navigating tight spaces and keeping an eye on your surroundings, a 360-degree surround view camera is an incredible tool, giving you a bird's-eye view to prevent bumping into objects or, more importantly, harming a child or pet that might be in a blind spot. To wrap up this chapter, remember that choosing a safe SUV means looking at the complete picture. Start with a foundation of excellent crash test ratings from both NHTSA and the IIHS. Then, ensure the vehicle is equipped with a modern suite of active safety technologies, with automatic emergency braking at the top of your list. Armed with this knowledge, you can see past the marketing slogans and truly understand the features that will work to protect your family every single day. Now that we have covered the practical pillars of budget, size, and safety, we can start to think about the driving experience itself. In our next chapter, we'll explore what's under the hood, discussing engines, drivetrains like all-wheel drive, and the comfort and convenience features that make every journey a little bit better. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in Chapter 5. Hello and welcome back to our definitive guide. We've laid a fantastic foundation for our decision-making process. We've set a budget, we've figured out the right size for our family, and we've learned how to decode the critical safety ratings and technologies. Now, we get to shift our focus from the absolute necessities to the factors that define your day-to-day experience with a vehicle. How does it feel to drive? Is it powerful enough? Is it comfortable on long trips? In this chapter, we'll look under the hood at engine and powertrain options. We'll settle the great all-wheel drive debate, and we'll explore the comfort and convenience features that can turn a daily commute from a chore into a pleasure. Let's start with the heart of the vehicle, the engine. The engine you choose affects everything from acceleration and highway merging power to your annual fuel bill. Let's break down the most common options in simple terms. The standard engine in most compact and many mid-size SUVs is a non-turbocharged four-cylinder. These engines are the workhorses of the automotive world. They are designed for efficiency and affordability. For the vast majority of family duties, driving to school, running errands, and commuting in traffic, this type of engine is perfectly adequate. The main advantage is that they generally provide the best fuel economy and keep the vehicle's purchase price lower. The downside is that they can sometimes feel sluggish, especially when the SUV is loaded with passengers and cargo, or when you need a quick burst of power to merge onto a fast-moving freeway. To solve that problem, many manufacturers now offer a turbocharged four-cylinder engine. A turbocharger is a device that forces more air into the engine, creating more power on demand. This gives you the best of both worlds. When you're driving gently, it sips fuel like a small engine, but when you press the accelerator, it delivers the power and acceleration you might expect from a larger engine. It's a great compromise, but be aware that some turbocharged models may recommend or require more expensive premium gasoline. As you move into larger mid-size and full-size SUVs, you'll find the option of a V6 engine. These larger, more powerful engines provide smooth, confident acceleration and are excellent for effortless highway cruising. If you plan on towing anything substantial, like a boat or a camper, a V6 engine, or even a V8 in some full-size models, is often a necessity. The trade-off, as you'd expect, is lower fuel economy and a higher initial purchase price. Finally, we have the increasingly popular hybrid and plug-in hybrid, or PHEV, powertrains. A hybrid combines a gasoline engine with an electric motor and a small battery. The vehicle intelligently switches between gas, electric, or combined power to maximize fuel efficiency, especially in stop-and-go city traffic. A plug-in hybrid takes this a step further with a much larger battery that you can charge at home. This allows you to drive a certain distance, often 20 to 40 miles, on purely electric power before the gasoline engine ever needs to turn on. For a family whose daily driving is mostly short trips, a PHEV can mean using almost no gasoline at all during the week. Next, let's talk about how the engine's power gets to the road. You'll almost always have a choice between front-wheel drive, FWD, and all-wheel drive, AWD. Front-wheel drive means the engine's power is sent exclusively to the front wheels. This is the standard, less expensive option. It's lighter, which helps it achieve slightly better fuel economy. For families living in parts of the country with mild climates that don't see much snow or ice, FWD is perfectly capable and safe. With modern traction control systems and a good set of all-season tires, an FWD SUV can handle rain and light wintry conditions without issue. All-wheel drive, on the other hand, is a system that can send power to all four wheels. Modern AWD systems are smart. They primarily operate in front-wheel drive to save fuel, but instantly and automatically send power to the rear wheels the moment they detect any slip. This provides superior traction and stability when accelerating in snow, ice, or heavy rain. For families in the snow belt or anyone who wants the ultimate peace of mind in challenging weather, the added cost of AWD is often worth it. However, it's crucial to remember this. All-wheel drive helps you go in the snow, but it does not help you stop or turn any better. Your tires are what handle that. AWD is not a substitute for safe driving and good tires. Finally, let's talk about comfort, the subjective things you can only evaluate during a thorough test drive. Pay attention to the ride quality. Does the SUV feel smooth and stable over bumps, or is the ride jittery and harsh? Larger, more stylish wheels often come with thinner tires, which can make the ride less comfortable, so don't be swayed by looks alone. Next, focus on seat comfort. Are the front seats supportive? Can you find a comfortable driving position? If you're planning long road trips, this is incredibly important. In the back, are the seats comfortable for your kids? And don't forget cabin noise. Drive the SUV on the highway. Can you have a normal conversation with your passengers, or do you have to shout over the sound of the wind and the road? Look for family-friendly convenience features. Multi-zone automatic climate control allows the driver and passengers to set their own temperatures. And absolutely insist on rear seat air vents. On a hot summer day, they are essential for keeping kids in the back comfortable and happy. Features like keyless entry and push-button start are also a game changer when your hands are full. To wrap up, Choosing the right performance and comfort features is about matching the vehicle to your lifestyle and your environment. Think about the power you truly need, decide if AWD is a smart investment for your climate, and use the test drive to focus on how the vehicle actually feels. These are the details that will make you love your new SUV every time you get behind the wheel. We are getting close to the finish line. We've covered the vehicle itself from almost every angle. In our next chapter, we'll shift our focus to long-term ownership. We'll explore reliability, warranties, and maintenance to ensure your chosen SUV remains a dependable partner for your family for many years to come. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in Chapter 6. Hello and welcome back to our guide. Over the last 5 chapters, we have gone through the essential steps of the car buying process. We've set a budget, chosen a size, prioritized safety, and considered the performance and comfort features that matter most to our families. We've essentially built a profile of our ideal SUV. But the journey doesn't end when you sign the papers. In many ways, it's just beginning. In this chapter, we're going to focus on what happens after you drive off the dealership lot. We'll be talking about long-term ownership. How can you be confident that the SUV you choose will be a dependable partner for years to come, and not a constant source of stress and expensive repair bills? We will dive into the critical topics of reliability, warranties, and maintenance costs to ensure your investment is a sound one. Let's start with what might be the most important factor for long-term satisfaction: reliability. While no machine is perfect, some vehicle brands and models have a proven track record of being far more dependable than others. Choosing a reliable vehicle is the single best way to protect yourself from unexpected, budget-busting repair costs down the road. But how can you predict the future? Thankfully, you don't need a crystal ball. There are independent organizations that collect vast amounts of data to do it for you. In the US, the 2 most respected sources for reliability information are Consumer Reports and J.D. Power. Consumer Reports is a non-profit organization dedicated to unbiased product testing. They buy every car they test anonymously from dealerships, just like you would. Crucially, they survey their millions of members every year, asking them about any problems they've had with their own vehicles in over a dozen different trouble spots, from the engine and transmission to the electrical system and interior trim. Based on this data, they publish predicted reliability ratings for new vehicles. When you've narrowed your choices down to 2 or 3 models, looking up their reliability history on Consumer Reports is an absolutely essential step. J.D. Power is another well-known market research firm. You've probably seen their awards mentioned in car commercials. They conduct extensive owner surveys and are known for 2 key studies: the Initial Quality Study. Welcome back. Over the last 6 chapters, we have done an incredible amount of work from the comfort of our own homes. We've defined our budget, pinpointed the right size, become experts in safety systems, and researched long-term reliability. We've built the perfect SUV on paper. Now, it's time to leave the spreadsheets and reviews behind and step into the real world. It's time to go to the dealership. In this chapter, we will walk through the 2 final, crucial steps of the buying process: the test drive and the negotiation. For many, this is the most intimidating part of the journey. But armed with the right strategy, you can transform it from a stressful ordeal into a confident and empowering experience. Our goal is to ensure the vehicle is a perfect real-world fit and that you pay a fair price for it. Let's begin with the art of the test drive. This is not just a casual spin around the block. This is the final exam for the vehicle you've so carefully researched. This is your chance to confirm that it lives up to your family's needs and your expectations. First, a little preparation goes a long way. Call the dealership ahead of time to schedule an appointment. This signals that you are a serious buyer and ensures that the specific model and trim you're interested in will be ready and waiting for you. And don't go empty-handed. Bring your notes, bring your partner, and if possible, bring your kids. Most importantly, as we discussed in Chapter 3, bring your bulky items, the car seats you use every day and that large stroller that has to fit in the back. Once you're behind the wheel, your mission is to simulate your actual life. Don't just follow the salesperson's predetermined route of smooth, quiet roads. Take control. Tell them you need to drive on the roads you use every day. Get on the highway to see how the engine handles merging into fast-moving traffic. Listen for excessive wind or road noise at higher speeds. This is also the perfect time to test out safety features like blind spot monitoring and lane keeping assist. Next, drive through a residential neighborhood, preferably one with speed bumps or rough pavement. How does the suspension handle imperfections? Is the ride smooth and composed, or is it jarring for your family in the back? Then, find a crowded grocery store parking lot. This is the ultimate test of maneuverability and visibility. How easy is it to park? How good are the backup cameras and 360-degree camera systems? Can you see clearly out of the windows when checking your blind spots? Throughout the drive, engage all your senses. Listen for any strange rattles or engine sounds. Feel how the brakes respond and how the steering feels in your hands. Pay attention to how the seats feel after 15 or 20 minutes. Are they still comfortable and supportive? While you're driving, interact with the technology. Don't just glance at the large touch screen. Connect your phone via Bluetooth. Fire up Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Try using the voice commands to make a call or set a navigation destination. Is the system intuitive and responsive, or is it slow and distracting to use? After you've returned to the dealership, the test is not over. Spend another 10 to 15 minutes with the vehicle while it's parked. This is when you install your car seats. See how difficult it is and how much room it leaves for other passengers. Fold the seats down and back up. Open and close the power lift gate. This hands-on time is invaluable for discovering the little annoyances that a short drive might miss. Okay, the test drive is complete, and you've confirmed this is the right SUV for you. Now comes the part most people dread, the negotiation. Remember this, you have done your homework, you know what the vehicle is worth, and you are in control. The single most powerful tool you have is your willingness to walk away. There will always be another car at another dealership. When you sit down to talk numbers, insist on negotiating one thing at a time. A common dealer tactic is to mix the price of the new car, the value of your trade-in, and the monthly payment altogether. This is designed to confuse you. Politely but firmly, separate the transactions. First, agree on the final, out-the-door price of the new SUV. This price should include the vehicle, taxes, and all fees. Once that price is settled and in writing, you can then negotiate the value of your trade-in. Because you researched its value beforehand, you'll know if you're being offered a fair price. Finally, you can discuss financing, but only if you haven't already secured pre-approval from your own bank, which is the best strategy. Always focus on that out-the-door price, not the monthly payment. A dealership can offer you a tempting low monthly payment by stretching the loan term to 72 or even 84 months, but you'll end up paying far more in interest. Stick to your budget and focus on the total cost. After you've agreed on a price, you'll be taken to the Finance and Insurance, or F&I, office. Be prepared. This is where they will try to sell you a list of high-profit add-ons, like extended warranties, paint protection, and VIN etching. Your job here is simple. Politely and firmly say, "No, thank you." If you chose a reliable car, these extras are almost never worth the cost. By following this structured approach, a thorough test drive followed by a methodical negotiation, you take charge of the process. You can leave the dealership not feeling drained or deceived, but feeling confident and thrilled with the fair deal you've secured for your family. Congratulations! You've done it! In our next chapter, we'll discuss the first few weeks of ownership, the fun part. We'll cover tips for getting to know your new SUV, setting up its features, and the importance of the initial break-in period. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in Chapter 8. Hello and welcome back. If you have been following this series chapter by chapter, and you are listening to this one, then a sincere congratulations is in order. All the research, the budgeting, the test drives, and the negotiations are finally behind you. You have made a fantastic choice for your family, and your new sport utility vehicle is now sitting in your driveway. This is the moment all that hard work was for. The journey of buying is over, but the journey of owning has just begun. In this chapter, we're going to talk about the first few weeks with your new SUV. This is the honeymoon period, where you get to know your new family member. We'll cover some simple steps you can take right away to get organized, personalize your vehicle settings for your family's comfort and convenience, and ensure its long-term health by properly handling the crucial engine break-in period. Let's start with the first 24 hours. After that exciting first drive home, before you get too settled in, take just a few minutes to get your paperwork in order. You'll have a stack of important documents: the final sales contract, the title application, your registration, warranty booklets, and maybe some loan agreements. Create a specific folder for all of these and keep it in a safe place. A great tip is to also scan these documents and save a digital copy in a secure cloud folder. You'll be thankful you have them neatly organized anytime you need to reference them in the future. Next, turn your attention to the owner's manual. I know, nobody actually reads the entire thing cover to cover. But don't just toss it in the glove compartment to be forgotten. That first evening, take 30 minutes to look through the Quick Start guide or the table of contents. Find a few key pieces of information. First, locate the recommended tire pressure, which is usually found on a sticker inside the driver's side door jamb. Proper tire pressure is vital for safety, fuel economy, and tire life. Second, confirm the recommended fuel type. Most family SUVs use regular unleaded, but some turbocharged or high-performance models require premium. Using the wrong fuel can damage the engine. Now for the fun part, making the car truly yours. This is where you customize its features to perfectly fit your family's life. If you and your partner will be sharing the vehicle, the first thing to set up is the driver profiles and memory seats. Go through the process of adjusting the driver's seat, the side mirrors, and sometimes even the steering wheel to your ideal position, and then save it. It's a small thing that brings a huge amount of convenience to your daily routine. Next, dive into the infotainment system. Pair all the family's smartphones via Bluetooth for hands-free calling and audio streaming. Plug in your phone and set up Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, which are often much easier and safer to use for navigation and music than the car's native system. Program your favorite radio stations, and be sure to set your home address in the navigation so you can get directions home with a single touch. Modern SUVs have a dizzying array of customizable settings, and now is the time to explore them. Go into the Vehicle Settings menu on the central screen. Here you can adjust things like the sensitivity of the forward collision warning, the volume of the parking sensors, and how the automatic door locks behave. You can set them to unlock all doors when you put the car in park, or only when you open the driver's door. Taking the time to tailor these features to your preferences will make the car feel much more intuitive to you. This is also the time to get the cabin organized for family life. Install your children's car seats carefully. If you have any doubts about your installation, look up a local chapter of an organization like Safe Kids Worldwide, which often hosts free car seat check events. To protect your new interior, install seat back protectors to guard against kicking feet and put in some back seat organizers to hold tablets, books, and snacks. Finally, let's talk about the break-in period. This refers to the first 500 to 1,000 miles of your new vehicle's life. During this time, the internal components of the engine, like the piston rings, are seating themselves for a perfect fit. While modern manufacturing is incredibly precise, most automakers still recommend taking it easy at first to ensure the long-term health and durability of the engine. The rules are simple. First, vary your vehicle's speed. Avoid driving at one constant speed for a long time, so this isn't the best time for a long road trip using cruise control. A mix of city streets and highway driving is ideal. Second, be gentle on the engine. Avoid hard, full throttle acceleration and sudden, hard braking. Third, keep the engine revolutions, or RPMs, in the lower to middle range. And finally, if you plan to tow a trailer, wait until after you've passed the break-in mileage recommended in your owner's manual. Following these simple guidelines is the first and best thing you can do to take care of your investment. These first few weeks are an exciting time. Enjoy the new car smell. Take the family for a drive just for fun. By getting organized, personalizing your settings, and treating the engine right from day one, you're laying the groundwork for many years of happy, safe, and reliable family adventures. Now that you're settled in, how do you keep your SUV running like new and protect its value over time? In our next chapter, we'll dive into the world of routine maintenance, cleaning tips for a busy family, and how to preserve your vehicle's resale value. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in Chapter 9. Hello and welcome back. In our last chapter, we celebrated the excitement of bringing your new SUV home and getting it set up for your family. The new car smell is still fresh, and every drive is a small adventure. Now, our focus shifts from the newness of today to the long-term health and value of your vehicle for all the tomorrows to come. Your SUV is one of the biggest investments your family will make, and protecting that investment requires a little proactive care. In this chapter, we'll create a simple, practical guide to keeping your vehicle safe, reliable, and looking great for as long as you own it. We'll talk about the essentials of routine maintenance, share some tips for keeping a family car clean, and explain how these efforts directly impact your vehicle's future resale value. Let's begin with the single most important aspect of long-term care, routine maintenance. Think of this as the regular health checkups for your vehicle. Following the manufacturer's recommended maintenance schedule is not just a suggestion, it's a requirement for ensuring safety, maximizing reliability, and crucially, keeping your factory warranty valid. Your guide for this is the owner's manual. The engineers who designed and built your SUV created a detailed schedule of what needs to be checked and when. Let's cover the key items. First up is the oil change. Engine oil is the lifeblood of your car. It lubricates moving parts, helps keep the engine cool, and cleans away contaminants. You might have heard the old rule of changing oil every 3,000 miles, but modern engines and synthetic oils have extended that interval significantly. Most new SUVs can go 7,500 or even 10,000 miles between changes. The best advice is to follow the schedule in your manual or pay attention to your car's built-in oil life monitoring system. Next is tire care, which is absolutely vital for your family's safety. This involves 3 things. First, tire rotation. This means moving the tires to different positions on the car, usually every 5,000 to 7,500 miles. This helps them wear down evenly, which extends their life and saves you money. Second is tire pressure. At least once a month, check the pressure in all 4 tires to make sure it matches the recommended level found on the sticker inside your driver's door. Properly inflated tires provide safer handling, better braking, and improved fuel economy. Finally, there's wheel alignment. Hitting a big pothole can knock your wheels out of alignment, causing the car to pull to one side and your tires to wear out unevenly. If you notice this, have it checked by a mechanic. Your regular service appointments will also include checking other essential fluids and replacing key filters. The engine air filter keeps dust and debris out of your engine, while the cabin air filter cleans the air you and your family breathe inside the car. These are simple and inexpensive items to replace, but they make a real difference. Now, let's move from under the hood to inside the cabin. Let's be realistic. Kids are messy. Goldfish crackers will be crushed, juice boxes will be spilled, and muddy shoes will leave their mark. The goal is not perfection, it's effective management. Your best defense starts with all-weather floor mats. This is probably the single greatest interior accessory you can buy for a family vehicle. They are made of a durable, rubber-like material with high edges that contain spills, mud, and snow, protecting the carpet underneath. When they get dirty, you just take them out, hose them off, and they're good as new. Get a set for every row, and don't forget a liner for the cargo area. To make life easier, keep a small cleanup kit in your SUV. This could include a small handheld vacuum for crumbs, a pack of interior cleaning wipes for sticky messes, and a few microfiber cloths. Then, try to establish a routine, maybe a 10-minute clean-out every weekend. Quickly shake out the floor mats, vacuum the seats, and wipe down the dashboard. This regular, quick cleaning prevents small messes from turning into a major weekend project. Finally, let's connect all this care and cleaning to a long-term financial benefit: your SUV's resale value. A vehicle that has been meticulously maintained and kept clean will be worth significantly more money when you eventually decide to sell it or trade it in. On the outside, regular washing is important, especially if you live in an area that uses road salt in the winter, as salt can cause rust. Applying a coat of wax once or twice a year acts like sunscreen for your paint, protecting it from fading and making it easier to wash. And here's a critical piece of advice: keep a complete file of all your service records. Every receipt for an oil change, tire rotation, or repair should go into a folder. When it's time to sell, being able to show a potential buyer a thick folder of service records is concrete proof that the vehicle was well cared for. It builds immense trust and allows you to command a higher price. In the end, protecting your investment is all about consistency. Following the maintenance schedule, keeping the interior and exterior clean, and documenting everything are simple habits that pay huge dividends. This isn't about being a car expert, it's about being a responsible owner who takes pride in a vehicle that works hard for your family. Now that your SUV is set up for a long and healthy life, let's have some fun. How can we make it an even better tool for your family's lifestyle and adventures? In our next chapter, we'll explore the world of must-have accessories, from roof racks and cargo solutions to tech gadgets that can make every trip a little easier and more enjoyable. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in Chapter 10. Hello and welcome back to our guide. By now, you've chosen, purchased, and settled into life with your new family SUV. You've learned the fundamentals of caring for it to ensure it remains a safe and reliable partner for years to come. Now, we get to the really fun part: customizing it. This chapter is all about the accessories that can transform your great SUV into a perfectly tailored machine for your family's unique lifestyle. A stock vehicle from the factory is a blank canvas. With a few smart additions, you can solve common family frustrations, dramatically increase your carrying capacity, and make every journey, whether it's across town or across the country, a little more comfortable and organized. We'll break down our recommendations into 3 categories: interior organization, exterior cargo solutions, and simple tech upgrades. Let's start inside the vehicle, with accessories designed to conquer the inevitable clutter of family life. We mentioned this in our last chapter, but it's worth repeating as the #1 accessory you should buy: all-weather floor mats. These custom-molded rubber liners are a true game-changer. They perfectly contain spills, mud, sand, and snow, protecting your vehicle's carpeting and making cleanup as simple as taking them out and hosing them off. Next up is a cargo organizer. This is a collapsible container, often with dividers and pockets, that lives in the back of your SUV. It puts an end to the sound of grocery bags tipping over and rolling around on the drive home. It's the perfect place to keep sports gear, shopping bags, and your vehicle's emergency kit neatly organized and secure. For the passenger area, seat back organizers are a must-have for parents. These hang on the back of the front seats and typically feature a variety of pockets, including a clear slot for a tablet, holders for water bottles, and space for books and toys. Not only do they keep the kids' essentials off the floor and within easy reach, but they also double as kick mats, protecting your seat backs from scuff marks. A simple but brilliant invention is the console gap filler. This is a small, soft wedge that fits snugly in the gap between your front seats and the center console. It prevents your phone, keys, credit cards, or the kids' French fries from disappearing into that frustrating black hole, saving you from digging around under the seat. Finally, invest in a small, dedicated car trash can. These are often leak-proof and can hang from a seat back or headrest. It gives everyone a designated place to put wrappers, tissues, and other small bits of trash, keeping your door pockets and cup holders clean and clutter-free. Now, let's move to the outside of the SUV. For active families, the adventure often begins when you run out of space inside. First, you'll need a good foundation, a roof rack, which usually consists of 2 crossbars that run across the roof of your vehicle. These bars are the mounting point for a world of possibilities. The most popular attachment is a rooftop cargo box. This is a hard-shelled, aerodynamic, and lockable container that is perfect for family road trips. It allows you to move bulky luggage, strollers, camping gear, or skis out of the cabin and securely onto the roof. This frees up an incredible amount of interior space, making for a much more comfortable ride for everyone. If your family loves to cycle, a bike rack is essential. The 2 most common types for SUVs are hitch-mounted racks, which slide into your vehicle's trailer hitch and are very easy to load, and roof-mounted racks, which attach to the crossbars. This brings us to the trailer hitch itself. Even if you never plan to tow a trailer, having a hitch installed is a fantastic idea. It's a versatile platform not just for bike racks, but for other accessories like cargo carriers, which are like open baskets perfect for carrying coolers or beach gear that you don't want inside the car. Finally, let's talk about a few simple tech upgrades that can improve safety and convenience. First, a good phone mount. Whether it attaches to your dashboard, windshield, or an air vent, a solid phone mount is a critical safety accessory. It holds your phone securely in your line of sight for navigation, preventing the dangerous temptation to look down or hold your phone while driving. Next, a multi-port USB car charger. New cars have more USB ports than they used to, but it's often not enough for a tech-heavy family. A good charger that plugs into the 12-volt outlet can provide multiple fast charging ports for everyone's phones and tablets, ending the arguments over who gets to charge their device next. Consider installing a dash cam. This small camera mounts on your windshield and continuously records the road ahead. In the unfortunate event of an accident, a dash cam provides an unbiased video record that can be invaluable for insurance purposes. Lastly, a portable jump starter. This is a compact, modern version of jumper cables. It's a small lithium-ion battery pack that's powerful enough to jumpstart your SUV's battery without needing another vehicle. It offers incredible peace of mind, and many models also double as a power bank for your devices. From keeping your interior tidy to carrying all your adventure gear, the right accessories can truly elevate your ownership experience. They are the tools that help you get the absolute most out of your family's SUV. Now that we're fully equipped, it's time to put our vehicle to the ultimate test. In our next chapter, we'll talk about using your SUV for its greatest purpose, the Great American Family Road Trip. We'll cover planning, packing, and tips for keeping everyone happy on the open road. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in Chapter 11. Hello and welcome back. For so many of us, the dream of the Great American Family Road Trip is a huge part of the reason we chose to buy an SUV in the first place. It's a vision of packing up the car, hitting the open road, and creating those priceless memories of discovery and adventure with our children. An SUV, with its space, comfort, and capability, is the perfect vehicle for this classic experience. But let's be honest, the reality of a road trip can be a mix of amazing moments and incredibly stressful ones. The line between a memorable journey and a miserable ordeal often comes down to one thing: preparation. In this chapter, we are going to create your family's playbook for road trip success. We'll cover pre-trip planning, packing strategies, and in-car survival tips to help you minimize the stress and maximize the fun. Let's start with the work you do before you even lock your front door, the pre-launch checklist. First, give your vehicle a quick health check. A few days before you leave, take a few minutes in your driveway. Check the pressure in all 4 tires, and don't forget to check the spare tire as well. Top off your windshield washer fluid, check your oil level, and do a quick walk around to make sure all your lights are working. For a brand new vehicle, this is usually sufficient. If your SUV has a few more miles on it, a quick pre-trip inspection at your mechanic is a very wise investment for peace of mind. Next, plan your route like a family, not like a long-haul trucker. The goal isn't to cover the maximum number of miles in a day, it's to arrive at your destination with your sanity intact. A good rule of thumb is to aim for about 300 to 350 miles, or about 5 to 6 hours of actual driving time per day. This pace is much more manageable for kids and leaves plenty of time for the most important part of your plan, your stops. Intentionally plan a fun stop every 2 to 3 hours. This isn't just a quick bathroom break at a gas station. Use Google Maps to find a playground, a local park for a picnic lunch, or a quirky roadside attraction. These planned breaks give everyone a chance to stretch their legs and burn off energy, and they turn the journey itself into part of the adventure. Now, let's talk packing. If you invested in a rooftop cargo box, this is where it becomes your most valuable player. Move all the large suitcases and bulky gear to the roof. This keeps the cabin clear and comfortable. If your trip involves multiple overnight stops, pack one dedicated bag with just the essentials for a single night: pajamas, toiletries, a change of clothes. This way, you only have to bring in one bag, instead of unloading the entire car. And here's a critical tip: create an in-cabin essentials bag. This is a tote or duffel bag that stays within easy reach inside the passenger area. It should contain a change of clothes for each child in case of spills, any necessary medications, phone chargers, basic toiletries, and a folder with your travel documents. Okay, the car is packed and you're on the road. Now we move to our in-car survival guide. Let's start with the most important resource: snacks. Your snack strategy should be built around minimizing mess. Think string cheese, grapes, pre-sliced apples, granola bars, and crackers. Pack everything in reusable containers. And most importantly, use reusable water bottles with secure lids instead of open cups or juice boxes that can be easily squeezed and spilled. For entertainment, it's wise to have an arsenal of options. Let's acknowledge it: screen time is a part of modern road trips. Before you leave, load up tablets with new movies, shows, and games that don't require an internet connection. A pair of headphones for each child is absolutely non-negotiable. But don't rely only on screens. Audiobooks are a fantastic way to engage the entire family's imagination. Download a few age-appropriate stories or a family-friendly podcast. And don't forget the classics like I Spy or the license plate game. For younger kids, a surprise bag works wonders. Go to a dollar store before your trip and buy a few small toys, coloring books, or stickers. Wrap them up, and every hour or two, let them open a new surprise. It's a simple trick that can work miracles when boredom starts to set in. Finally, let's touch on safety and emergency preparedness. Your SUV should have a well-stocked emergency kit. This includes a good first aid kit, your portable jump starter, a portable tire inflator, a flashlight, and some basic tools. It's also smart to have extra water and some non-perishable snacks packed away, just in case. Make sure you have your car insurance and roadside assistance information easily accessible. A successful family road trip is the ultimate payoff for choosing a great family SUV. It's the result of smart planning, strategic packing, and most importantly, a flexible and fun-loving attitude. Remember that the goal is to enjoy the journey together, creating the stories your kids will tell for years to come. Your SUV is the perfect vessel for these adventures. But as we travel, it's also important to be mindful of our impact. In our next chapter, we'll explore the world of fuel efficiency, the exciting rise of hybrid and electric SUVs, and simple habits for driving greener. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in Chapter 12. Hello and welcome back. In our last chapter, we embraced the spirit of adventure with the Great American Family Road Trip, an experience that our SUVs are perfectly built for. As we explore the beautiful landscapes of our country, it's a natural time to also consider our responsibility to them. This brings us to a topic that is intrinsically linked with SUV ownership: fuel consumption and environmental impact. For a long time, owning a spacious, capable family vehicle meant accepting high gas bills and a larger carbon footprint. But that is rapidly changing. In this chapter, we're going to explore the modern world of the efficient SUV. We'll start with simple, practical tips to get the most mileage out of any vehicle you drive today. Then, we'll dive into the exciting and mainstream world of hybrid and all-electric SUVs, which are fundamentally reshaping what it means to be a family car owner in the year 2025. Let's begin with maximizing the vehicle you already have. Even if you drive a traditional gasoline-powered SUV, you have a surprising amount of control over how much fuel you use. It all starts with your driving habits. The single biggest factor in your fuel economy is your right foot. Aggressive driving, meaning hard acceleration from a stop and sudden, late braking, is a massive waste of fuel. The key to efficiency is being smooth. Imagine there's an egg underneath your accelerator pedal and you don't want to break it. Apply gentle pressure to get up to speed. When you're on the road, look far ahead to anticipate the flow of traffic. If you see a red light ahead, take your foot off the gas and coast, rather than speeding towards it only to slam on your brakes. On the highway, speed is the enemy of efficiency. A vehicle's aerodynamic drag increases exponentially with speed. While your SUV can easily cruise at 75 miles per hour, you'll use significantly more fuel than if you were driving at 65. On long trips, this difference can add up to real savings. On open, relatively flat highways, using your cruise control is a great way to maintain a steady speed and conserve fuel. Also, consider what you're carrying. Extra weight makes your engine work harder. Don't use your cargo area as a permanent storage unit for things you don't need, like last season's sports gear or heavy toolboxes. And if you have a rooftop rack or cargo box, take it off when you're not using it for an extended period. Even an empty roof rack creates aerodynamic drag that can noticeably reduce your highway miles per gallon. Now, let's look at the exciting vehicle technologies available today. The first step into an electrified future for many families is the traditional hybrid SUV. You've seen these on the road for years, and they are now more popular and effective than ever. A hybrid seamlessly blends a gasoline engine with an electric motor and a small, self-charging battery. You never have to plug it in. The car recaptures energy when you brake and uses it to power the electric motor at low speeds. This is why hybrids are so efficient in city and suburban stop-and-go driving, where you might find yourself running on silent electric power a good portion of the time. The next level up is the plug-in hybrid, or PHEV. A PHEV has the same gas engine and electric motor combination, but with a much larger battery that you can plug in and charge at home, typically overnight. As of 2025, many PHEV SUVs offer a pure electric driving range of 30 to 50 miles. This is a game changer. It means you can handle all of your daily driving, school drop-offs, errands, commuting, on cheap, clean electricity, without using a single drop of gasoline. The gas engine is simply there for longer road trips, giving you complete freedom without any range anxiety. Finally, we have the all-electric, or EV, family SUV. What was once a niche market is now fully mainstream, with a wide variety of compelling options for families. The experience of driving an EV is fundamentally different. The acceleration is silent, smooth, and instant. The ride is quiet and refined. And the convenience of waking up every morning with a full tank of energy by charging in your garage is something owners rave about. There are also far fewer maintenance items. No oil changes, no spark plugs, no exhaust systems to worry about. Of course, the big questions for families considering an EV are range and charging. Range anxiety is becoming less of a concern, as most new family-sized EV SUVs offer a real-world range of 250 to 350 miles on a full charge. For road trips, you'll use the rapidly expanding network of DC fast chargers, which can typically add around 200 miles of range in the 20 to 30 minutes it takes for the family to have a bathroom break and grab a snack. The most important consideration for an EV is having a place to install a 240-volt charger at home. If you have a garage or a dedicated parking spot, an EV can be a fantastic and incredibly cheap-to-run option for your family. Owning a capable SUV in 2025 no longer requires a compromise on efficiency or environmental responsibility. Whether you're driving smarter in your current vehicle, enjoying the blended benefits of a hybrid, or making the full leap to an electric lifestyle, there are more choices than ever to align your family car with your family's values. We've now covered your vehicle from purchase to daily use. But what happens when things don't go as planned on the road? In our next chapter, we'll shift our focus to basic roadside emergency preparedness, from how to deal with a flat tire to what to do in the event of a minor accident. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in Chapter 13. Hello and welcome back. Throughout this series, we've focused on the joys and adventures of SUV ownership. But as any experienced driver knows, car ownership also means being prepared for the moments when things don't go as planned. A flat tire, a dead battery, or a minor fender bender can happen to anyone, at any time. While we all hope for smooth and uneventful travels, being prepared for the unexpected is a cornerstone of responsible driving. In this chapter, we will walk through a calm, step-by-step guide for handling these common roadside issues. The goal is not to cause alarm, but to build confidence, so that if you ever find yourself in one of these situations, you'll know exactly what to do to keep your family safe and manage the problem effectively. Our discussion begins with the foundation of preparedness, your roadside emergency kit. This is a small collection of items that should live in your SUV at all times. First, let's cover communication and power. Your phone is your lifeline, so a fully charged portable power bank is essential. The modern, compact jump starters we've mentioned before are perfect for this, as they can charge your phone multiple times and jumpstart your car. Next is visibility and safety. If you have to pull over, especially at night, you need to be seen by other drivers. A set of reflective warning triangles or modern LED flares is critical. You should also have a high-visibility safety vest for yourself and a powerful flashlight with fresh batteries. Your kit should also include some basic tools, a multi-tool, a pair of work gloves, a roll of duct tape, and an accurate tire pressure gauge. And of course, a well-stocked first aid kit is a non-negotiable for any family vehicle. Finally, add a few weather-specific items like rain ponchos, a warm blanket, and some extra bottles of water and non-perishable snacks. Check this kit twice a year to replenish any used supplies and make sure the batteries are fresh. Okay, you're prepared. Now, let's tackle the most common roadside headache, the flat tire. The moment you feel the car pulling to one side or hear the telltale thump, 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 your first priority is to get to a safe location. Do not panic or slam on the brakes. Take your foot off the accelerator, grip the steering wheel firmly, signal, and calmly pull over to the right shoulder. Go as far to the right as you possibly can. Turn on your hazard lights immediately. Once you've stopped, assess the situation. Are you on level, solid ground? Are you well away from fast-moving traffic? Here's the most important rule. If you are on a narrow shoulder of a busy highway, it is almost always safer to call for professional roadside assistance than to attempt to change the tire yourself. Your personal safety is far more important than the cost of a service call. If you are in a safe spot and feel comfortable proceeding, the next step is knowing your equipment. Before you ever have a flat, you should know where your spare tire, jack, and lug wrench are located. You should also know if you have a full-size spare or a smaller, temporary donut spare, which is meant to be driven on at low speeds for a limited distance. Your owner's manual will show you all of this. The modern alternative that many new SUVs have is a tire inflator and sealant kit instead of a spare tire. This kit consists of a small air compressor and a can of sealant that you inject into the tire to temporarily plug the leak. It's a temporary fix designed only to get you safely to the nearest tire repair shop. Next, let's discuss how to handle a minor collision or fender bender. The procedure is all about safety, documentation, and communication. First and foremost, stay calm and check for injuries. If anyone appears to be hurt, your first and only call should be to 911. If there are no injuries and the accident is minor, the safest thing to do is often to move the vehicles out of the active traffic lanes and onto the shoulder to prevent a more serious secondary collision. Turn on your hazard lights. Once you are in a safe location, you need to exchange information with the other driver. Be polite, but do not discuss the details of the accident or admit any fault. You need to get their full name, address, phone number, their insurance company name, and their policy number. The easiest and most accurate way to do this is to simply use your smartphone to take a clear picture of their driver's license and their insurance card. Provide them with the same information about yourself. Next, use your phone to document the scene thoroughly. Take photos of the damage to both vehicles from several angles. Take wider shots to show the position of the cars relative to the road. Photograph both license plates. This documentation is incredibly valuable when you file your insurance claim. Finally, it is always a good idea to file an official report. You can call the non-emergency police line to have an officer come to the scene. An official police report provides a neutral record of the incident. And be sure to contact your own insurance company as soon as you can to report what happened. No one wants to deal with a roadside emergency, but being prepared transforms a moment of panic into a manageable process. The principles are always the same. Stay calm, prioritize your family's safety above all else, and know what steps to take. We've now covered how to handle emergencies. But how can we actively avoid them? In our next chapter, we'll discuss the art of defensive driving, on-road etiquette, and how to be a courteous and safe driver in your new SUV. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in Chapter 14. Hello and welcome back. In our last chapter, we prepared ourselves for those rare but stressful moments when things go wrong on the road. Now, we're going to focus on the proactive side of safety, driving in a way that actively prevents those emergencies and makes the road a better place for everyone. This chapter is about two related concepts, driving etiquette and defensive driving. Think of etiquette as the unwritten social contract of the road, the small courtesies that reduce frustration and conflict. Defensive driving, on the other hand, is a set of tactical skills you use to anticipate and avoid danger, actively protecting your family from the mistakes of others. As the driver of a larger vehicle like an SUV, we have a unique responsibility to be extra mindful of how we share the road. Let's begin with the unwritten rules of SUV driving etiquette. First and foremost, be mindful of your vehicle's size. This is most apparent in parking lots. Your SUV is wider and longer than a compact sedan, so it's much easier to accidentally crowd the lines, making it difficult for others to get in and out of their cars. A simple and courteous solution is to park a little further away from the entrance of a store, where there are more open spaces. You'll reduce the risk of door dings and make life easier for everyone. When you're backing out of a spot, remember that your vehicle's height can create large blind spots directly behind you. Go extra slowly and be vigilant for pedestrians, shopping carts, and especially small children. On the road, your size impacts the drivers behind you. Because you sit higher, you have a great view over the car in front of you. But remember, the person in the sedan behind you can't see around you. Their entire view of the road ahead is blocked by your vehicle. By leaving a generous following distance, at least 3 seconds behind the car in front, you not only give yourself more time to stop, but you also give the driver behind you a better view of the road, helping them anticipate slowdowns. Let's also talk about your headlights. Modern SUVs, especially with their bright LED lights, can be dazzling to other drivers. Be conscious of this. When you are stopped behind a smaller car at a red light, your headlights might be aimed directly at their rearview mirror. While you can't change the height, simply being aware can prevent you from stopping too closely. And on dark roads, be quick to dim your high beams for oncoming traffic, often much earlier than you think you need to. On multi-lane highways, remember the simple rule: the left lane is for passing, not for cruising. After you've overtaken another vehicle, signal and move back to the right to allow others to pass. Consistently driving in the left lane is a major source of traffic congestion and road rage. Being a driver who uses the lanes correctly contributes to a smoother, safer flow of traffic. Finally, embrace the simple gestures of courtesy. If a lane is ending and traffic needs to merge, be the driver who lets someone in. The most efficient method is the zipper merge, where cars take turns filing in from each lane right at the merge point. A simple thank you wave when someone lets you in fosters a sense of community and goodwill on the road, something we can all use more of. Now, let's shift from etiquette to the tactical skills of defensive driving. The core principle is simple: assume other drivers are going to make mistakes, and leave yourself an out. Your SUV's high seating position is your greatest defensive driving tool. Use it to scan the road far ahead, not just the car directly in front of you. Look for brake lights 2 or 3 cars ahead. Watch for cars on the shoulder that might pull out unexpectedly. Identify potential hazards long before you reach them. This gives you precious extra time to react smoothly and safely. You also need to be a master of your own vehicle's dynamics. Because SUVs are heavier than cars, they take longer to stop. That generous following distance we talked about isn't just polite, it's a law of physics. SUVs also have a higher center of gravity, which makes them more susceptible to instability in a sudden, sharp, evasive maneuver. The key is to always be smooth with your steering, braking, and acceleration. Master your blind spots. Your larger vehicle has larger blind spots. Your blind spot monitoring system is a fantastic aid, but it is not a substitute for a good, old-fashioned shoulder check before you change lanes. Always turn your head and look. And the most important defensive driving tactic of all is to eliminate distractions. A defensive driver must be an attentive driver. This means your phone is put away and out of reach. Your navigation is set before you put the car in drive. You are focused on the complex and demanding task of safely piloting a 2-ton vehicle with your family inside. There is no text message or notification that is more important than their safety. By combining the courtesy of driving etiquette with the vigilance of defensive driving, you become part of the solution on our busy roads. You create a bubble of safety around your family and contribute to a less stressful, more predictable environment for everyone. We've now covered nearly every aspect of the SUV ownership experience. In our final chapter, we will bring all of these key lessons together into a concise, family SUV owner's manifesto to guide you for years to come, and we'll take a quick look at the exciting future of family transportation. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in our final chapter, Chapter 15. Hello, and welcome back for the final chapter of our guide. For the past 14 chapters, we have been on an incredible journey together. We started with the simple but overwhelming question of how to choose the right SUV for your family. We've navigated the complexities of budgeting, sizing, and safety. We've explored performance, reliability, and the art of the deal. And we've learned how to care for, enjoy, and be safe in our new family vehicle. As we conclude our series, our goal is twofold. First, we will distill all of our key lessons into a simple family SUV owner's manifesto, a set of guiding principles to carry with you throughout your years of ownership. And second, we'll take an exciting look at the road ahead, exploring the future of family transportation from our vantage point here in late 2025. Let's begin with your owner's manifesto. These are the 5 core truths of smart SUV ownership. Number 1. Choose with your head, not just your heart. It's easy to fall in love with a design or a feature, but a lasting, happy purchase is rooted in logic. Base your decision on a realistic budget that includes the true cost of ownership, fuel, insurance, and maintenance. Choose a size that fits your family's real-world needs, and ground your search in objective, third-party safety and reliability data. The test drive is where you confirm your research, not where you started. Number 2. Prioritize safety above all else. This is non-negotiable. Your search for any family vehicle should begin and end with safety. Look for models that have earned top marks from both NHTSA and the IIHS. And remember that the suite of active safety features we discussed, especially automatic emergency braking, is not a luxury. It is the single most important technological advancement in modern cars for protecting your most precious cargo. Number 3. Master your machine. Being a great owner means being an engaged owner. Follow the manufacturer's maintenance schedule diligently. Keep your vehicle clean to protect its value and your pride in it. Be prepared for the unexpected with an emergency kit and the knowledge of what to do. And on the road, be a courteous and defensive driver, always mindful of your SUV's size and capabilities. Number 4. Embrace the adventure. An SUV is more than just a commuting tool. It's an enabler of experiences. You chose this vehicle for its capability and versatility, so use it. Say yes to the family road trip. Take the gravel road to that hidden hiking trail. Pack it full of gear for a weekend of camping. Create the stories and memories that a smaller, less capable vehicle might have held you back from. And number 5. Evolve with the times. The automotive world is changing faster than ever before. Be a conscious and informed consumer. Drive your current vehicle as efficiently as you can. And when the time comes, years from now, to purchase your next family vehicle, be open to the incredible technological shifts happening around us. Reevaluate the landscape and give serious consideration to the hybrid, plug-in hybrid, and all-electric options that will be waiting for you. This leads us perfectly into our final topic, the road ahead. What will the family SUV of the late 2020s and early 2030s look like? First, electrification will become the undisputed norm. By now, in 2025, it's clear that electric vehicles are a mainstream choice for millions of families. By the time you are ready for your next car, the variety of electric SUVs will be staggering. Their driving ranges will be longer, their charging speeds will be faster, and the public charging infrastructure will be even more robust and reliable. Second, expect your SUV to become a true living room on wheels. As electric platforms free up interior space by eliminating things like engines and transmission tunnels, designers will create even more clever, flexible, and spacious cabin layouts. Connectivity will be at the heart of the experience, with vehicles seamlessly integrated into your digital life, offering sophisticated entertainment, productivity, and smart home controls right from the driver's seat. And third, the driver assistance systems we've discussed will become remarkably more intelligent. The features that help with lane keeping and cruise control today will evolve into true hands-free highway driving systems, capable of handling the rigors of a long journey while you supervise. This will represent a monumental leap forward in reducing driver fatigue and increasing road trip comfort. We began this series with a simple goal: to give you the confidence to choose the right SUV for your family. A family vehicle is a special thing. It's the backdrop for so many of life's moments. It's the quiet ride home from the hospital with a newborn. It's the rolling locker room for soccer practice. It's the rolling concert hall for sing-alongs on the way to grandma's house. It's the safe, warm, and reliable vessel that carries your family through the journey of life. Armed with the knowledge from these 15 chapters, you are more than ready to make a fantastic choice and to be a safe, responsible, and adventurous owner. Thank you for joining me on this comprehensive journey. I wish you and your family many years of safe, happy, and memorable travels on the road ahead. Drive safely.